So, today the topic which we are going to discuss is portfolio risk. Till now, in previous classes, we have discussed about risk of only individual security. But as I told you that we do not invest in securities of only, one company. We always try to diversify our portfolio. So, it is very important to understand how to diversify the portfolio, right? And how to calculate risk of the portfolio. For example, you have chosen 3 to 4 to maybe 5 securities, and you have created a portfolio of 5 securities. So how do we calculate risk of 5 securities portfolio? So today we are going to discuss that how to calculate portfolio's risk. So first thing is this, that in case of portfolio we do not consider systematic risk, we only consider unsystematic risk. See, through diversification, you can only, control unsystematic risk. There is no way to control systematic risk because that is a global problem. A whole scenario in the economy. So, to control systematic risk is not possible. But yes, unsystematic risk can be controlled by diversifying the portfolio. The more securities you have in your portfolio, you can control unsystematic risk because maybe one company's performance is not that good, so other company can help you to overcome the loss you are bearing because of one stock, right? So one thing, always remember that portfolio risk is only for controlling unsystematic risk, it's not about systematic risk. Okay, so what are the terms we use to calculate portfolio risk? So first thing we have to calculate is covariance, as you can see here in the question. So first we have to calculate covariance. The formula for covariance is summation of R1. R1 is returns of security 1. For example, you have invested in one stock, stock 1, returns of stock 1 minus mean of stock 1. Basically deviation from mean value, okay? Multiplied by R2 minus mean R2. So return of security 2 minus mean value of security 2. And similarly, if you have 3, 4, 5, n number of securities, you will keep on adding values to it. Maybe R3 minus mean of R3 into R4 minus mean of R4. It depends how many securities you have in your portfolio. So here in today's example, I will be discussing a portfolio consisting of 2 securities only. But if you have more than 2 securities, you will just keep on adding like R3 minus mean R3, R4 minus mean R4, and so on, divided by n. So n is number of observations, like for how many years you are calculating. So the first is covariance, and the second thing which we will calculate here is correlation. So the formula for correlation, so correlation among what? Correlation among the securities. For example, you have 2 securities, so correlation between 1 and 2. Security 1 and security 2. Maybe you have 4 securities, so R 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe you have 6 securities, R 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So this is called correlation. Now the formula for correlation is covariance of 1 and 2. Maybe you have 4 securities, you will write it as covariance 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And similarly, divided by standard deviation 1, standard deviation 2. If you have 5 securities, standard deviation 1, 2, standard deviation 3, standard deviation 4, standard deviation 5. So, these values will keep on increasing depending upon the number of securities you have in your portfolio, right? And a formula to calculate standard deviation is n into summation of r square minus summation of r's whole square divided by n square. So this is how we calculate. Now, one more important thing here is that how do we interpret that how good my portfolio is? So, we try to understand this scenario with the help of correlation. Okay. So correlation basically tells you the relationship between the securities. For example, if the value of correlation, if correlation is positive, if it is positive, It means securities have securities have positive relationship among them. So this is not a very good situation. Positive relationship means if one security is going up, other will also go up. If one will go down, other will also go down. So this is not a very good situation for you, because if, for example, if one company's performance is going down, other will also give you losses. Then what is the point of diversification? Obviously, there is no point of diversification. We do diversification so that if one security is not giving me good return, the other should give me good return. So positive correlation among your securities in the portfolio is not a very favorable situation. Okay. Then second scenario is if correlation is negative. So negative correlation basically tells you the indirect relationship among the securities. Okay. So here it is. So negative correlation tells you securities have or positive. We can write direct relationship instead of positive. We can write it as direct relationship. One will go up, other will also go up. And in case of negative correlation, there is indirect relationship among securities. Okay. And this is a kind of good situation. Maybe one security, if going up, other may go down. And plus, maybe if one is not giving you good return, other will give you good return. So then the third aspect is there is no correlation. Zero. If correlation is zero, which symbolize that securities are not at all related to each other. They are independent of each other's performance. So this is, a much better position. So they are not related to each other. So, the worst situation is obviously the direct relationship. If one will go up, other will also go up. If one will go down, other will go down. This is somehow a better relationship, negative, indirect relationship. Maybe, but yes, of course, then there is a problem that if one is going up, other will definitely go down. So this is one scenario. Then third is zero. Zero means there is no relationship at all. Securities have zero relationship among themselves. There is no relationship. So, but problem is here prediction becomes a bit difficult. Okay. So here we have three scenarios of correlation. So whenever you want to calculate portfolio risk, what do we do? First we calculate covariance, then we calculate correlation. And to calculate correlation, we need two things: covariance among the securities and standard deviation of each and every security in your portfolio. So in today's example, we are going to discuss the case where we have two securities. So as you can see here, I have took 10 years of data. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have taken 10 years of data and every year's returns I have mentioned. Okay. So these returns are given to you in percentage. These returns are given to you in percentage. So I can just write it so to make you clear with it. In percentage. Always remember that returns are always given in percentage. So now the first thing I have to do is I have to calculate deviation. So here we had the formula here. So the first thing I need is R1 minus mean of R1. Deviation I have to calculate. So to calculate deviation, what do I have to do? I have to calculate mean of security 1. R1 is return of security 1. Okay. So now I will calculate. So first is I need to calculate its total. So here its total is 148, right? Now I will calculate mean of R1. So how do we calculate mean of R1? So mean of R1 So mean of R1, the formula would be summation of R1 divided by N. Okay. So here N, and here I need summation of R1. So summation of R1 divided by N. Yeah. So here the answer 148 by 10, right? Because number of years are 10, 148 by 10. So this is 14.8. 14.8. Now I would be calculating R1 minus mean of R1. So 12 minus 14.8. 12 minus 14.8 is minus 2.8. And similarly, I will calculate for rest of the values. 8 minus 14.8 minus 6.8. Then 7 minus 14.8 is minus 7.8. Minus 0.8. Then we have 1.2. Then we have 0.2, 3.2, 5.2. Then we have 1.2. And then we have 7.2. So I have calculated deviation, and now similarly I will calculate mean of security too. Similar formula I will apply. So here the summation of R2, this R2 is 210, right? Now I will calculate R2, mean of R2. Same formula I will apply to calculate mean. So this is R2. So to calculate mean of R2, summation of R2 divided by N. Summation of R2 is 210 divided by 10. So mean is 21.0. So basically 21 is the mean. Now I will calculate deviation. So here 20 minus 21 is minus 1. Then we have 22 minus 21 is 1 plus 1. Then we have 3 minus 3 minus 6 minus 1, 3, 4, 1 and minus 1. So we have calculated deviation 2. Okay. Now the last step is to calculate product of deviations. So product of deviation, this, if you see the formula, this part, R1 minus mean R1 multiplied by R2 minus mean R2. So I have to multiply minus 2.8 into minus 1. So it will come 2.8. Minus minus would get cancelled. 2.8. 8 into 1 is 8. 7 3s are 20. 7.8 into 3 is minus 23.4. 2.4 minus 7.2 minus 0.2. So I'm multiplying, okay? So 9.6, 20.8, 1.2 and minus 7.2. So these are the values of deviation. So I will just repeat once again. I have multiplied this minus 0. Minus
Second one would be minus 0.8.
where?
Second product of deviation.
Yes, minus minus 6.8. Right. So this is minus 6.8. So what I have done is minus 2.8 multiplied by minus 1, then minus 6.8 into 1 is minus 6.8, and so on. So now I will calculate its summation. So its summation is minus 8. Okay. Now I have all the values. Now I will put the values in the formula. So first I will calculate covariance. So here we have the formula for covariance. Now I will just put the values. So summation of multiplication of deviation is minus 8. This minus 8 I am putting value. Okay? This minus 8 divided by n. N is 10 because we have taken the returns of 10 years. So minus 8 upon 10. It comes out to be minus 0.8. So this is covariance. Now the next step what I have to do is to calculate standard deviation. Now to calculate standard deviation, I need what values do I need? I need r square. So r square 1 and r square 2 I would be needing. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just add on columns here. Okay. So here, what do I have to calculate? R1 square and R2 square, right? So I'll just do that. R1 square and R2 square. Right. So now R1 square, so basically 12 into 12. Here this 12, okay? 12 into 12 is 144. Similarly, I will calculate 8 is 64. Then 7 sevens are 49. Then we have 196, 256, 225, 324, 400, 256, 484. And its summation is 2398. Okay. Now similarly R2 square also have to calculate square of second securities returns. So this is 20 into 20, 400. Then we have 484, 576, 324, 225, 400, 576, 625, 484 and 400, and the summation is 4494. So this we have calculated now. Now what I have to do is I have to calculate standard deviation of R1 and R2. So what is the formula to calculate standard deviation? This is the formula we have. Now I will just put the values here for both the securities. Maybe if we had 4 securities in our portfolio, we would have calculated standard deviation for 4 times, okay, for each security. So standard deviation of security 1. Or we can write it as R1. So n is again n is 10 into summation of r square. So summation of r square is, what is summation of r1 basically? Security 1 we are talking 2398. Okay. So I will just write 2398 here, minus summation of r square. So summation of r1, we are talking about security 1. So this is 148. So I will just write 148 here. 148. And again n here is 10. Okay. So this is what we have. Now once you will solve it, so we'll get 23980 here. 23980 in minus 148 into 148 is 21904. 21904 divided by 100. So once we'll solve it and calculate its square root, we will get 4.56. Okay. Now similarly, we will calculate for security 2, standard deviation of security 2, R2 basically. So this is security 2, R2. So 10, again same values, 10 into, now this value would change. So I need to see R2 square. So this would become this 4494, this value, okay, 4494. So this is 4494, and R2 square, this summation of R is 210, so 210 square. Instead of 148, we'll write 210. And 10 square would remain 10 square. So this will become 44940 minus 210 into 210 is 44100 divided by 100. So after calculating it and calculating its square root, we will get here 28.98. Okay, 28.98. So this is standard deviation of security 2. Now I have covariance of security 1 and security 2. I have standard deviation of security 1 and security 2. Now I will apply the formula for correlation. So this is the formula for correlation. Now I will apply it. Here it is. So covariance we calculated minus 0.8 divided by standard deviation 1 into standard deviation 2. So standard deviation 1 is 4.56 multiplied by 28.98. So once we solve it, we will get so this is 132.15 and 0.8 would remain the same, and the correlation here is minus 0.0061. So here you can see that the correlation between these two securities negative. So, it is good to go. If one security is not giving you good returns, you can earn good returns from another security. So, this is how your portfolio would be a diversified portfolio and protect you from the risk.